Welcome back to Let's Get Real. Let's talk about a place that's become the go-to hangout spot for old people. Facebook. The social media giant is in the middle of yet another controversy after this stunning revelation broke out this week.
The new headliner is a UK-based data analytics firm. It's called Cambridge Analytica. It apparently influenced the US presidential election, and it did so with the help of Facebook user data. We'll come to the technology aspect of it later. The more important question at the moment is, how did this firm get access to the Facebook data of millions of users?
That's right. Facebook is coming in for massive criticism from all quarters after it was revealed that millions of users' Facebook data were accessed by a firm called Cambridge Analytica. Cambridge Analytica. That sounds like a title of a cool Netflix detective show, right? But it is actually quite a sinister organization. Cambridge Analytica basically uses data to build psychographic profiles of people so that they can be targeted better in political campaigns. The Trump campaign hired the company for the 2016 US presidential election. Wait, first of all, I don't know why they needed complex psychological profiles to find out who will vote for Trump. They're a pretty easily identifiable demographic. They're called morons. But the question on everybody's mind is how Cambridge Analytica got access to Facebook's users' data. And this is how.
In 2014, a company called Global Science Research used Facebook to distribute a personality quiz to analyze whether users were extroverted or neurotic. The company said it was doing it just for research purposes, but it actually harvested the psychological data from all the users and, with permission, got access to some of the data on their Facebook friends. It then sold the data to Cambridge Analytica, which used it to create targeted political advertising. In total, some 50 million Americans may have been impacted.
That's right. They access the data of not just people who use the app, but also their friends. Great. So your personal data could be compromised because your idiotic friend decided to find out which character from Harry Potter he is. So how can Facebook let an organization access people's data without their permission? And why didn't Facebook know about this?
Facebook knew about that data collection over 2 years ago, but did not go public until 3 days ago.
Really, Facebook? You forgot to notify us that millions of users' personal data was stolen, but I get a million notifications about my uncle's vacation in Italy. What the hell? And the kind of data that was being harvested is quite unbelievable. Here's Christopher Wiley, a former employee of Cambridge Analytica, describing what kind of data they were mining.
How do you feel about your own involvement in this now? I mean, do you feel responsible for what happened?
Yeah, I do. I do feel responsible for it. It's something that I regret.
And that's not his only regret in life either, going by that hairstyle and nose ring. But let's keep going.
It was almost everything that would be on a Facebook profile. So that was things like status updates, likes, in some cases private messages. So we would know what kinds of messaging you would be susceptible to, including the framing of it, the topics, the contents, the tone, whether it's scary or not, that kind of thing. So what you would be susceptible to and where you're going to consume that. And then how many times do we need to touch you with that in order to change how you think about something?
Wow, that's not advertising, that's brainwashing. And it's not only the Trump campaign that has used the services of Cambridge Analytica. The Leave campaign in Britain's historic Brexit vote also employed the firm. Further, there's also an Indian angle to the story.
The Facebook Cambridge Analytica scandal has had a direct fallout in India. The ruling BJP has accused the Congress of having links with the disgraced data firm. It's accused the Congress of resorting to data theft and data manipulation to win elections, and questioned the role of the Cambridge Analytica in the social media management of both the Congress party and its president, Rahul Gandhi.
Okay, if that's true, then I think the Congress party is wasting both its time and money. Because believe me, no amount of brainwashing is enough to make people vote for this guy. But Cambridge Analytica's Indian partner, Ovalina Business Intelligence, actually lists the BJP, the Congress, as well as the JDU as its clients. So far, all three parties have denied any involvement. And since then, Cambridge Analytica have themselves come forward on Twitter to defend their actions. They tweeted this: "Advertising is not coercive. People are smarter than that." Have you met people? But Cambridge Analytica can't be seriously claiming that propaganda and advertising don't change behavior. Otherwise, why does your company even exist? For sake, your own tagline reads data-driven behavior change. As we stand, several countries' lawmakers have already asked Facebook for an explanation on how this was allowed to happen. Meanwhile, both American and British lawmakers have summoned Zuckerberg personally to answer their questions. So Mark Zuckerberg will testify before Congress. While he's at it, Mark Zuckerberg should also provide Congress with names of people who send everyone game requests. Admit it, we all want those idiots kicked out. Even the Indian government is warned that it could summon Zuckerberg. How about focusing on summoning Nirav Modi and Mehul Choksi first? But all kidding aside, this is hardly the first time Facebook has gotten into trouble. It was only a little while ago that Facebook was questioned about its role in the spread of fake news. Zuckerberg was very dismissive of that at first and only committed to doing something about it after considerable public pressure. And his reaction to this scandal has been similar. Zuckerberg waited several days after the scandal broke before finally issuing a statement on Thursday apologizing for Facebook's lapse. However, Zuckerberg's apology received 0 likes. Many Facebook users are extremely upset at this whole incident. The hashtag #DeleteFacebook is even trending worldwide. That's right. Looks like the users have changed their relationship status with Facebook to "it's complicated." I want to quit Facebook too, but I'm just worried that if I do, how will I know if my friend's cat dies? The scandal has thus had a massive impact on Facebook's stocks as well. The company has reportedly lost a staggering $50 billion just in the past week. Wow, $50 billion. The Winklevoss twins must have sore hands from all the high-fiving they've been doing this week. Look, the scandal isn't just a question of legality. Whether Facebook or Cambridge Analytica broke any laws or not, this still raises questions about the role of social media platforms in democratic elections. Social media platforms like Facebook have unlimited power to influence people on many issues. Is it healthy for a democracy that a private organization has this much influence on people's opinions? Facebook right now is estimated to have 2.2 billion users, which is 1/4 of humanity. And it keeps getting bigger. Facebook keeps acquiring smaller media companies every year to increase its already gigantic influence. Just recently, it acquired the likes of Oslo, Confirm, and WhatsApp to name a few. Zuckerberg's strategy for acquiring companies stems from an ancient Chinese proverb, "Now I buy you." But all kidding aside, isn't it obvious that a company with that much power has to be strictly regulated? And Zuckerberg himself came out and admitted for the first time this week that regulating Facebook might indeed be necessary. Look, this is the era we live in now. We have to assume that every single detail we give about ourselves online is collected and used to sell stuff to us. So stop worrying about government selling your data and start worrying about private companies like Facebook who you yourself willingly give your data to. With Facebook, you're not their customers. Advertisers and data miners are. You're the commodity. And none of this is a witch hunt against Zuckerberg. I'm sure Zuckerberg is a great guy who has good intentions. After all, he and his wife have donated most of their wealth to charity, and they also make frequent donations to public hospitals. That also saves time checking into a hospital because they already have all your data. Look, in many ways, we as a society are still figuring out how to navigate through the digital space. And so it's extremely important for us to tread carefully. So the need of the hour is to make sure Facebook is more transparent with respect to what they do with user data. So Mr. Zuckerberg immediately needs to apologize for allowing third parties to interfere in elections and also for your grandma commenting on all your posts. We all hate that shit. That's the show. Thank you so much for watching. See you next week. To watch the full episode of Let's Get Real, tune into WION at these times.